Hi, Audra. How are you? I'm good. Nice to see you tonight.
It was too quiet. Thank you, guys. It's a presentation on community policing by a woman who actually, this is her specialty. She has a PhD in this, and she lives in the city of Englewood. Oh. Yeah.
No, and I mean, I think you should probably have a gold star. I think you made every. I think you need it.
No.
Because I'm pretty sure you were just bragging. So.
No.
Because I didn't say, hey, it's a surprise to see you. I just said it was nice to see you.
Oh.
And then you were like, I've never missed. I know.
It's nice to see you.
See, now you're lying. Now you're just lying.
Oh, we're getting paranoid at old age, are we?
Hey.
Are we ready? Oh, sorry. I was dawdling. All right. I'll call this meeting to order for the Englewood variance. There are 6 members present, so 5 members are required. 5 affirmative votes are required to grant a variance or appeal. The board is authorized to grant or deny variance by Part 3, Section 60 of the Englewood City Charter. Anyone aggrieved by a decision rendered by this board may appeal that decision to a court of record. However, such appeal must be made within 30 days of the board's decision. The variance is effective at the end of the appeal period. Building permits for construction associated with an approved variance will not be issued until the appeal period is ended. Building permits must be obtained and construction began within 180 days. Procedure for the meeting in the case will be introduced by staff with an overview. Applicants will present their request and reasons for the variance should be granted. Proponents will be given an opportunity to speak. Opponents will address the board, and then staff will address the board. Ms. Fenton, can you take the roll?
Present.
Here.
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 Here. I will open the public hearing for case number VAR2017-006 for HCA HealthONE Swedish Medical Center is now open. The applicant is requesting a variance to eliminate the required leasable ground floor commercial space by the reduction of the minimum depth from 20 feet to 0 feet and a reduction of the minimum 75% building to 0%. This is a variance of 1652C.3 of the Englewood Municipal Code. Ms. Kirk, take it away.
I do.
Real quick, I have verification of publication posting. Sorry, Ms. Kirk.
I still do. Good evening. Before you tonight, as mentioned, is case variance 2017-006, and it is a variance to reduce the minimum ground floor commercial space from 20 feet to 0 feet, and a minimum 75% building width to 0%. The subject properties are actually several properties, and they're off of Emerson and Hampden. They will have to be combined, so there will be no buildings built over property lines. But it is all the, it's all of the lots that are combined in yellow and highlighted in yellow. So that is where the proposed parking garage will be. This is just an outline of the footprint of the parking garage. And then this is a proposed, it's not set in stone that this is the design, but it is a proposed design of the new proposed parking garage. But the variance tonight is for the reduction in commercial space. And if you remember correctly, there was a similar variance a few months ago for a parking garage. It's a requirement that we have in our code that we are looking at cleaning up with the code amendment, and this is something that community development strongly supports. Are there any questions for me?
What is that 0 lot? There's 3 addresses listed, but on...
It's non-addressed.
Okay.
Let me make sure.
I'm like, that's odd. Are they going around it?
The
that little 0 right above 955.
Right here?
Yes.
That they have no addresses.
Oh, okay, good.
So they're non-addressed parcels.
Still part of the whole package?
Yes.
Okay.
They will be combined as well.
Okay.
And just for the record, I don't know if I stated it earlier, the properties are 3446 South Emerson, 3496 South Emerson Street, 955 East Hampden Avenue, and now we know 2 zeros.
And I should say also that this is split by 2 zone districts, the M1 zone district, which is the larger parcels, and the smaller parcels are M2. It's the same requirement for both zone districts, though. And the surrounding area is also M2 and M1 zone districts.
So the, excuse me, the parking garage is not going all the way north to Girard? Or is it?
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, it's not. They will still have a vacant piece of land back here and the one up here. But it will be roughly half a block long. So this variance is only applying to the parcels that are shown with the garage, or is it applying? The variance really, the requirement is only for the frontage on Hampden, so it's really just for the front portion of the garage.
Any other questions for staff? Thank you, Ms. Kirk.
You're welcome.
May the applicant please come forward to testify in this case. And please state your name and address to the secretary who will administer the oath.
Holly Seeley, address is 1000, what's our address for Seeley? 501 East Hampton, Englewood, Colorado 80110. Sorry, I didn't know I'd have to state the address. I would have brought my business card up with me. I apologize. My name is Holly Seeley. I'm the VP of Operations. I've been of Swedish for 10 months. Learn the address. Lesson number 1.
Thank you, Ms. Seeley. Is there anything, so we've gotten the packet, is there anything you want to add?
No, I would just reiterate that our goal behind the parking garage is to try to take our visitors, employees, patients off the streets to help with the community and ideally put our employees in the garage so we open up the parking for our patients and visitors right next to the hospital and then empty the streets out for the community.
So is this the proposed parking garage is going to be mostly employees?
Employees.
Okay.
So we have 3 parking garages currently And the idea is to put our employees here so our patients and visitors are more proximal to the facility and get our employees especially off the streets and release some of the tension and the community is feeling from our impact of the employees on the streets.
Does the board have any questions for the applicant? Anyone want to ask her the address again?
Yes. 80113, right? 501 East Hampton. I think I got it now.
Perfect. I think that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Are there any persons present who wish to speak in favor of the request? No one has come forward. Are there any persons present who wish to speak in opposition of the request? No one has come forward. Staff, do you have any additional comments? Board, any other questions for staff?
The request listed a section, and then later in the under the community development comments, there's a different section referring to. So I have, you read off a different one, but the one I found it under was 16-5-2.3A, number 13.
So that's on page 2. It looks like the first under number 1, 16-5-23A13.
Which is different than what was listed in the request.
I think the second one's right.
I'm sorry, that is correct. The second code is correct, and I will make that correction. I also, and I meant to tell you earlier, I did refer to the Swedish parking garage as the Craig parking garage on page 3, number 2. That will be corrected as well because this is the Swedish parking garage and not the Craig parking garage.
Perfect.
So I will correct that on the staff report.
Okay. Perfect. So just to make clear, this is a variance to section 16-5-2.3A13 of the Englewood Municipal Code.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you. Nice catch. You've earned your pay. Does the board have any other questions for staff? All right. I will close the public hearing. Public hearing is now closed. Do I have a suggested motion?
I'll move. Get things moving. That case VAR2017-006, which is 3446 and 3496 South Emerson Street and 955 East Hampton Avenue, be granted a variance to eliminate the required leasable ground floor commercial space by a reduction of the minimum depth of 20 feet to 0 feet and a reduction of the minimum 75% building width to 0%.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Purdy. All right, it's our second parking garage. Thoughts? Go ahead.
First thought is we have 2 hospitals in the city, and although, 2 is somewhat less unique than 1 in a general sense, we saw the uniqueness for Craig for a very similar request. This is a use that we don't have anywhere else in the city. So
Yeah, I'd agree. I think that it's unique, especially that we have the two hospitals right there together, and we have very limited parking space, and parking is horrible there, and we've had residents complain numerous times.
yes, and
So-
I'll just, if you go on the patient lot all the way to the top, and there's nothing there all the way, then it's a real trick to actually get turned around and back down. So there is a serious parking problem, not
I
just
did
because
that
of the
just a couple weeks
mechanics
ago.
of that, but that whole lot is filled all the time.
You could just accelerate and then
Over to the new.
And then instead of being a visitor, you'd be a patient. So, move along.
you'd probably get admitted very quickly. Any other thoughts?
I mean, I think we discussed that the previous one was an accessory use to Craig, and this one is an accessory use to Swedish, and I think that's different than, that's a somewhat unique circumstance, even though there's two cases of it.
Right. Well,
Both.
Linked to another piece of property in some way.
Yeah.
all right. Any other thoughts? Let's vote.
I voted yes. First criteria, the subject properties, although the front is on East Hampden, it would be really nice to minimize any of the vehicular traffic and the parking congestion. Second criteria, while created in good faith, again, the proposed structure is needed. Third criteria, it's not going to impair or alter the character of the neighborhood. It'll help get the parking off the streets even at nighttime when, you still have employees that need to be there. And the fourth criteria is not self-imposed. They have not started and they're not asking for forgiveness later. Hopefully the design will meet the intent of the neighborhood. So for those reasons, I voted yes.
I voted yes for the reasons stated, and in addition for criteria, the first criteria, just a large hospital in Englewood is unique in and of itself, and in addition, this is associated building with an established large business, so that makes it unique.
I voted yes for the reasons stated.
I voted yes, essentially because the timing was perfect for me. Just a few weeks ago, I had the occasion to go all the way to the top and trying to figure out how to turn around, and I felt like I'd won the lottery when I found a space on the way down. And I did drive the neighborhood, and it's clearly the hospital neighborhood. It's not some other use. It fits it very well.
I voted yes for the reasons previously stated.
I also voted yes for the reasons stated. All right. Approval of minutes. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes from April 12th, 2017, the draft?
I move to approve the minutes for the Board Adjustment Appeals meeting for Wednesday, April 12th, 2007.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right. I believe Ms. Purdy was not here, so she's the only one, and so she'll abstain. So everyone in favor, vote aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. The minutes are approved. I need a motion to approve the finding as fact for VAR 2017-006 3135 South York Street.
I'll move to approve the findings of fact for VAR 2017-006 for 3135 South York Street.
Do I have a second?
It's 005.
00, I was reading the wrong thing.
Oh, yeah.
I was reading over here.
It's listed below incorrectly.
Got So I'll actually move to approve the findings of fact for VR 2017-005 for 3135 South York Street.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Sorry. Opposed? All right, approval of finding of fact is passed. Staff. All right. Attorney?
Nothing further.
Anyone on the board have anything else? All right. Let's adjourn.
Good. I haven't had dinner yet. I put the lasagna in before I got here. But great. I'll be back in an hour.